Hello, people. This is Good Natured Kitty, and I'm back for another Thursday vlog. um, so this week I'm feeling a lot better than I was last Thursday. Um, Ended up pretty upset by some things. Um, and it happens. I'm really bad with confrontation. Sometimes I can deal with it. Sometimes it just brings out the worst in me. Just totally upsets me. Um, but it doesn't happen as often, me getting that upset and everything, as it used to, and that's good. Um, Before I started dieting and working out and stuff like that, I was even to points where I was starting to get suicidal. Um, so I'm thankful that I've been making these changes, and my hopes is that the further along I go towards improving my life and everything through my goals and everything, the less likely I'll be to have freakouts like that and stuff. Because it has decreased quite a bit. I'd like for someday for it to be that I can be confronted and known, and nothing will come of it. I'm hoping. We'll see. Even if it just continues to be to this extent, that's better than what it was. So any improvement's improvement, right? um, but the funny thing is I did end up sick the day after for about a couple days. I think maybe the stress kind of got to me or something, but um, I so I didn't really work out as much as I usually do throughout the week. I started back up on Sunday after being sick on Friday and Saturday. I still wasn't feeling completely good, so I just did stretches. And I've been slowly getting back into the groove of things. I did keep to the other goals while I wasn't feeling good, though, like drawing and doing my junk box and stuff. And so with the drawing, it's actually going pretty good. I've actually been working on my being able to draw cats, like practicing that a little bit here and there. And my latest project, I'll probably show you next week how it turns out, but I'm working at drawing one of my cats, Shadow. Shadow, come here. I'll show him to you. He's got a lot of stripes and markings, and he's actually gotten a lot more brown. Come here. Oh, my dolly. I'll show you off. Look how cute he is. He's got the biggest eyes. He's gonna be fun to draw, though. He's got a lot of markings on him. That's my pretty boy. I have to remember to get the tuck on his ears. Anyway, I've disturbed him. I'm sorry. Show yourself. Show your pretty eyes. Look. Look over there. He doesn't care. Okay, you can go. Wait, let me get you untangled. I know. Mama mean. There we go. Okay. They'll show off his tail. But yeah, it'll be fun drawing him, though. Just his face is what I'll be doing for now. Maybe I might eventually do one of maybe him laying down or something, or sitting pretty. He's more photogenic than the other cats too, so it's easier to take a picture of him to get a better idea of what I'm working with. I could always call him over and take a better look when I get a little lost about what I'm trying to do in certain areas. But yeah, I figure it'd be good to try things other than people as well. Um, as long as, you know, just stuff that I'd maybe be interested in doing in the future. I figure if I were to have a thing, maybe it could be portraits, like drawing portraits, but it's too early to say for sure if that will remain my thing or not. Just something I'm interested in the time being. My younger kitten is attacking my baby boy. She gets jealous. It's that turkey. But so yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on this week though with my drawing is I'm going to work on that drawing of Shadow. And I'll keep practicing, of course. I'm almost done with my book. I've only got a few more pages, so I have to buy another sketchbook I can carry around. It doesn't have to be as fancy though. I'll probably go to Michael's to look for one. They get some pretty good deals and some pretty good sales sometimes. So I'll go when I get a email saying that there's a sale going on or something. Now with exercises, I said I'm trying to get back into that once again. I'll probably be riding my bike today because I have an appointment for the dentist. But I might get my husband to ride me because last time I rode my bike to the dentist, after the dentist visit, I was having a hard time not getting dizzy on the bike. That stuff that shot they give you kind of makes me a little funny, I guess. So I don't know if I will be for sure. Now I don't know if it's the exercise that's doing it or if my pillow's just getting old, but lately I've been getting a lot of neck cramps. And I feel like I might need to go to a chiropractor or something because it's to the point where like I'll lay my head on the pillow at night and it feels like a rock. And I wake up and my neck's like making slight noises, like kind of little, like almost a grainy noise. But it's not very loud or anything. I think I'm the only one who can hear it, probably. I hope. Sorry about that. So I'll have to. Right now, I'm trying to find a pillow that will work better for me, so I can get a better night's sleep. And so my husband can too, because it wakes him up when I'm having a hard time sleeping sometimes. I tried 2 different pillows already, buying pillows basically. The first one I tried, it was kind of soft and low to the bed, so it didn't give me enough support. And I kind of have like a lot of space here, I feel like. So I don't know. And the other one I tried, it's a perfect height and everything, but it's kind of hard, which is good in some ways, but when I woke up this morning, I had more knots in my neck than I did the night before, so it's like, I don't think that one's going to work. I'm going to have to take that one back and try a different one. I hope I find one because this is irritating. What I'd really love to have is a down pillow. My grandma had down pillows, and I used to love laying my head on her pillows. They're very cool and comforting. My parents' pillows, not so much. They were polyester fill, and they would flatten. And not only would they flatten, but they'd get kind of these chunky areas, like all the stuff would want to go to one side. And yeah, you could put them in the dryer and everything, and it helps, but only to a certain extent, I feel like. But getting back to my goals, so yeah, for the junk box, I can pretty much call myself finished with it because it's pretty darn full. There's room for a little bit more stuff, so I'll probably put a little more in. But I can pretty much say that I'll be done before next Thursday. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that even if it's not completely full by next Thursday, I'm still gonna take it to the thrift store because it'll be really heavy full of stuff. Um, so then that will end my challenge to get rid of 5 boxes of stuff. And I'll be going on to my next goal, which that goal will be to deep clean each one of the rooms in my house. And I'm going to be starting with the most difficult just so that I can see that, oh, I can do this. If I can clean that room, I can do this sort of thing. It's kind of a motivational thing. I mean, I could start with the easiest area, which would be the bathroom. But I'm going to save that for later. I just really want to get the kitchen done anyway. It's going to be fun. And what I'm going to be doing this week, alongside of finishing off the junk box, is I'm going to go through that kitchen. And I might go through each room, possibly. And I'm going to write out a list of all the stuff that I want to get done. I'm going to look over the whole kitchen. Like, it might even be matters of like wiping down the counters and getting rid of stuff that I don't need in there. One thing I am counting on while I'm doing this is that as I do it, I may come across more stuff that I want to get rid of. So I will have a box on hand. It won't be as big as the one that I used before because I don't expect to get rid of that much stuff because I got rid of a lot. But there might be stuff I come across where I'm like, do I really need that? But you never know. Let's see. So yeah, I'll start making a list on that and stuff, and I'll keep filling the box until I finally get it to the point where I'm satisfied and feel that it's time to take it to the thrift store. And well, that's about it on my goals, really. I mean, not a lot to say on the exercise, of course. Just that I'm trying to get back into that, and drawing's going well. I'm keeping on my goal to read my verses every day, and I do the daily breads. And there's even one verse where I kind of got a bit of an epiphany on it. I can't remember the exact verse. I should have brought that first book with me over here. But the verse, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much because I might even be getting it wrong. I'll probably talk to my pastor about it to see if I hit the mark on that. Maybe I did. It felt like I noticed something about it that I hadn't noticed before. But I'm kind of shy about talking about that. But anyway, yeah, so I think next week, alongside of working on my goals, maybe I'll look into practicing some of the techniques that I had learned at one point for I used to use just in case, so that if I do have any more situations like last Thursday, I can be prepared. I think that would be the best thing to do, is like have a plan mapped out for when I start feeling that. I think it's just a matter of getting back into being mindful, because with mindfulness, it's kind of a matter of like taking note to your moods and when you start to feel tense, and noticing the symptoms that you usually go through when you are tense to begin with, so that you can know automatically that you're about to enter that spot, and you can start doing exercises to keep yourself from going to the point where you feel like you're going to. So yeah, that'll be another project for me this week. And yeah, so But there isn't a whole lot else for me to say. I was looking last week into whether or not they have any art fairs already posted for Twin Falls. What I did find is there's one they do for winter. I could sign up for that one potentially, maybe. But they usually sell like Christmas themed stuff, I think, that sort of thing. I'm gonna look a little deeper to see if they do any summer things, because that's what I really want, is something in the summer where, you know, we're out in the park or something like that. But if it has to come down to the winter thing, I'll see what I can do to get into there, because I do wanna finish my goal to be in an art fair this year. I think that'd be really fun to try and everything. I just got to create some drawings that I feel proud enough to put out there. And I know there's that self-portrait I did, but I feel like that one, I made the nose too small. I mean, my nose definitely isn't the size that I put there, but I could try drawing it again and see if I could get the nose proportions right and everything. Because I feel like I was closer to getting it right and everything. And maybe, yeah, I'll just work towards other ones. One thing I gotta work on too that I discovered while I was trying the picture of Shadow the first time around, I kind of feel like I messed up on that one, so I started over. I got the proportions on him wrong. Like the eyes were too far down. It made him look a little more kittenish. Oh yeah, one thing I have to work on with my drawing, so when I'm working with my different shades of pencils, is not letting my hand like smear. My hand just kind of like droops down, and I start to get like charcoal or like just pencil all over here. So I don't know. I know some people will actually put parchment paper down when they're trying to draw on the other side, so I might try that trick. So I was watching one girl as she was doing some drawings for a realistic drawing, and it's how I got an idea to get this special pencil that I got. It's not even really a pencil, it's like a pencil eraser sort of thing. It's like the eraser is just kind of pointed so that you can like get into some of the highlights and erase where the highlights are and stuff. And you could erase like really tiny details and stuff. I often wish I had it at work with me, because sometimes when I'm practicing at work, which I do a lot, I end up not having as bright of highlights as I want and stuff like that. I think the funny thing is, I think when I'm at work, that's when I get in the most practice. Or, like, I'll do it between calls, and sometimes while the customer's trying to boot up their modem and they're just really silent or something along those lines. Or when they go to get something, maybe we want to see if they switching out the cable work or something along those lines. But yeah, and there's a place that I'm going to be trying for that's coming to my town. It'll be a little more something geared towards what I'm passionate about, and it's kind of a place with arts and crafts, similar to Joanne's and Michael's, which we already have those two. But I'll probably try for a job there, because it'd be nice to get out of like what I'm doing right now. Although I get a lot of drawing done, so I might even change my mind, but I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I'll be able to keep my job for as long as I want to, or if they'll eventually just get tired of me not making certain type of goals And I do try at those goals. It's just they keep changing the rules and everything, and I keep having to find a way around like meeting their expectations. So yeah, fun times. And I know other people are struggling though. Not quite in the same way that I am, but they're struggling with their cells and everything because of some of the changes they've made. Because of it, it used to be that you would look at a board for somebody, and because we have a board that lists all the people on a team that we're on and everything, it used to be to a point where you look at those team boards and you'd see like people who have 10, 20, even more for ancillaries, and they'd have like maybe up to 5 or 6 PSUs, or maybe even more. And what ancillaries are is they're the smaller cells. The PSUs are things like if you were to sell someone phone or cable or internet, which wouldn't happen for us because if they're coming over to us, they likely have internet. But now, ever since some of the changes they made, you look at that board, and as I recall, there's only one person who had a PSU on our whole team, and there was like an average of 0 to 2 ancillaries per person. I noticed maybe one person who had more than 2 ancillaries. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, so the change, and that makes it difficult on my husband and I, the fact that it's harder to get PSUs and ancillaries because of the rule changes they've made, because a lot of the money we were making, the reason we did so well was because of those cells. Even though they said that, well, we'll get more money off of any cells or ancillaries we get now, it's just the fact that, you know, it's just, it's so much harder to get cells. I mean, it used to be that any time that we like upgrade a service, we'd get an answer. But now, if you upgrade the service and the bill does not go up, we don't get it. So, what good is that, honestly? I still help them to get like any sort of upgrades that they need and everything, even if it doesn't cost them anything extra. Because heck with all those rules. I still want to help them. I still want to make sure they're getting the best speed they can for the price they're paying. And I still want to give them discounts when their bills are too high, even if it doesn't help me any. I just feel like, you know, it's expensive, like internet and all those services they get. Some people pay as much as almost $300, and that's crazy. And of course, those people usually have all our service, but I cannot imagine paying $300 like that on all that. I mean, especially now that we have a car payment. Um, Sometimes the internet is as high as $100 alone, and sometimes the cable's like majorly expensive, especially when they get like all the channels, including all the premiums, and then they have like multiple boxes. Oh my gosh, I cringe. I'm glad I don't do cable because that's crazy. Because even if I were to do cable, there are certain channels I'd want to have, and those channels usually aren't always included on the basics, I don't think. Like, I like HGTV and DIY network, and I don't think those are on basic channels usually. I think you have to get something a little higher for those, and that's a bummer. But, you know, and as long as we're on the topic of money, there is something that I'll be working towards after I'm done with seeing the dentist and paying them off. I'm actually going to start working towards getting a lot of my different things paid off, like bills that I have debt towards and everything. I don't have any credit card debt or anything like that, but I have like hospital bills and stuff. My hopes is that I want to try to get it so that I can build up my credit, because one thing that Lucas and I learned when we got the car was that I don't have a credit score as it is right now. So I want to eventually work towards creating one and maybe strengthening Lucas's credit score even more, because this isn't bad. It's good enough to get a car. But I think it'd be good to do, and I might even talk to a credit union to get advice for doing this, maybe, and maybe set up a plan for payments and stuff through them. Because I would like maybe next year, after I've like created all the habits I'm working on now, to create other resolutions, and one of my resolution might just be to get a house, or work towards getting a house, because I'm really getting encouraged by these goals, and by keeping them and everything and making them into habits. I feel like I'm really making this huge difference in my life, and I feel like I can actually reach towards other goals. And I know anything can happen between now and next year and everything, but I still like find myself like looking towards what the options would look like, and I fantasize about it. I always have. And with all the goals that I've made happen, or that I'm making happen, I haven't made them happen yet, but I've been working so hard on them. It's making me realize that there's so many things that I can accomplish. I'm not meant to be stuck in a rut, meant to be stuck in a certain lifestyle or anything. And it's given me hope. So, yeah. But anyway, that's about all I have to say. So, as I said this week, I'll finish up the box that I pretty much have full, my very last box. I'll start making a list of things that I need to really, really clean in that kitchen, so that I'll be ready to get right onto that as soon as I'm done with the boxes. And then I'll I'll start working towards goals such as that. And I'll keep working towards my picture of my cat and keep practicing during work. And what are you doing? I got a kitty peering at me from the other side of the of the computer. She's funny. And I want to get back into bike riding for sure. I haven't done a lot of it this week, but I'll get back into that for sure. And I'll talk to you guys next week, though. And I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.